Okay, folks, just getting ourselves situated here a little bit. I'm going to try to do some painting, get the old computer booted up. We can look at the messages that way and see if we can't do this for a little bit. Ever closer to getting the Russians complete. And let's get this. Get this put up here and here. Come on, give me the chat box so we can write something. There we go. And we will pick up right where we left off. All right, let's turn this thing around. And that would be doing this. All right. Martian, welcome. So we're going to pick up right where we left off with the last three Russians. And I believe we had to do some null and oil business. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do both of the null and oil, well, both of the washes. One of them in the brown. We'll use this one for the horn, and then we'll use the traditional one for his helmet. So let's go ahead and get his helmet up to par. See if there's any left over here that is wet here, and put that on there. That way we can do the null on the both. Although technically it's just on the one. Oh, you know what I left? I left off something. I left off the little trim of his helmet that we said we were going to do that in bronze as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Totally unexpected I was going to be able to connect today, so that's just a bonus. Okay. All right, that's good. I'm going to go ahead and do the parts of the sword that are in that color as well. Get that over with. All right, now let's go ahead and rinse this and do his do the helmet. And we're just going to go ahead and completely paint this. Yeah, I don't know how clear you can see this on here, but hey, it's one day closer to having proper internet here, so sooner or later we'll be able to do this in better resolution. And we should have a game video for you guys next week. Probably not going to do it live, only because the resolution really gets dumbed down when you do that. So you guys have a much better picture when I don't do it live. I just have to do a minimum of editing. Okay, so Right, so let's take this. We haven't even pulled this stuff out before. This is called Agrax Earthshade. This is just a brown type of color. And we're going to put this on the brass portion of the horn. And see what happens here. Put a little bit of it over the bronze on the edge there. And it changed the color a little bit. And we're going to wait for that to dry, and then we'll highlight that up. Maybe with some, I think it's called old gold or something like that. Something a little brighter on there. Let's try. What's the worst thing that can happen after you paint it, right? Let's grab old null oil now. It'd be nice if I could see it. Tom D. Actually, I'm busy unboxing some Scots Irish from Splintered Light. Excellent. I have some of their figures. I'm not a big fan of their figures because they have a particular look to them. I've got some Normans that I picked up from somebody, but I'll plan on mixing them in with everybody else. But they have some really interesting characters. I think all of their figure lines have characters, and I think that's the manufacturer of Mitch's Saxons. I believe that's who they are. Now, I think Luke has a Scots-Irish army, and I played it some, and I just got really lucky with them because they kicked some serious butt for me. Yeah, I like that army. So, I believe Mitch's Saxons are from Splintered Light. I think we determined that based on that one game that we did the other day that that is the weakest link army. Is the early Anglo-Saxon, I believe, is what they're called. All right, so this guy actually has hands, meaning he doesn't have gloves or anything. So let's go ahead and mix our flesh mix here that we got going on. And for that, we're going to use red leather. We're going to use sunny skin tone and black and white. Is our black and white active? They are. Okay, cool. So let's do this. And we'll get some of this red leather. Okay. And sunny skin tone. Yeah, I figured I had some time to paint. I'll paint first, we'll work out later. That's what I did yesterday. I didn't start till 9 and it worked out pretty good. So if we do it in the opposite order, it's hard for you Europeans are asleep. So might as well do it at an earlier time so that more people can participate. Okay. And we're having coffee today. We'll see if we have bad repercussions of that. Okay. bad repercussions being here, not be able to sleep at night. Right, so we're going to do a face. So we're going to want to use thinner stuff than that, but I think we can probably a finger paintbrush. I think we can get away with doing that right here with just this one. So we're going to take some of this red leather and we're going to mix some black in, and we're going to make our most negative of shades, the darkest shade here. And we're going to paint every fleshy bit with that, every little bit. So you got their Beowulf and Grendel figures just for the hell of it. No, I wonder what they look like. Mitch has a guy that we call Hodor, and he's a really big fat guy with like an axe or something like that. But yeah, they got a lot of characters, and that's they remind me a lot of the Peter Pig Samurai. Not because they look similar, because that's definitely not the case, but they have a lot of character. Their figures. So I guess they stopped making stuff because for a while there they were releasing other lines, but I think they have. Well, they got Anglo-Saxons, they got Scots-Irish, they got Picts, they've got Normans. That's all I can think of right now. But they haven't added anything to their lines in a while. Of course, they have all the fantasy stuff that they make. They make a fair amount of fantasy things in 15 millimeter. And I don't remember where they're based out of, but they used to sponsor the tournaments at Siege of Augusta, Georgia. I believe Splinter Light is somewhere in the Atlanta area, which that would make sense. I have some of their Normans that I picked up from somebody else. Someone was selling off their stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I could always use some other guys with swords. All right, let's put some more of this core color in here. And then we're gonna have to, oh man, I screwed this up. I didn't do any of the face in this darker color. All right, we'll come in here and get that done. There we go. All right, now we gotta switch to this thinner one. Oh, Splinter Light is out of Indiana. No, that was Rampant Lion. Correct. Rampart Lion. Maybe you mean Ramp. Only Rampant Lion I know is the rule set there from Osprey, which is kind of a cool game. I played it once or twice. I thought it was a pretty cool game. I want to say they're out of Alpharetta. I could be wrong. You're old. No, you're not. Just forget stuff. I do it too. It happens to me more and more. It's because you don't practice things. I'll forget, like, what's the name of the company that makes Donington? you know, uh, let's see where the hell Splintered Light's at. I want to say they're out of Alpharetta, Georgia. I don't know why I want to think that's the case. Splintered Light, and I wonder how they got that name. Splintered Light Miniatures. Let's see. Yeah, they make a ton of fantasy stuff. About Us. Smyrna. Yeah, Smyrna, Georgia. Which I believe is a suburb of Atlanta. I could be wrong. Let's see. That's going to haunt me if I don't look that up. That is correct. Yeah. Yeah, right there between Marietta and the Loop. Yeah, they used to sponsor the DVA tournaments at Siege of Augusta and NashCon, if I remember correctly. Your package says Smyrna, Georgia. Yeah. You know what else is in Smyrna, Georgia, I believe? I believe that's where Glock is from. Not that I have any of those, but things you pick up, you remember things, you know? And I believe that's where they're headquartered. Um, these guys are Merlaton. These are Merlaton figures. Is the whole army Merlaton? The whole army is Merlaton, with the exception of the Germans. There is a blade stand that is composed of a mixture of manufacturers. There's even a Merlaton guy in there as well. So, yeah. They, I've gotta find where the hell they're at. Nice. My friend Simone F. used to be the North American rep for them. Who sells them now? I think just them. I don't know that they had a U.S. rep. They haven't expanded the stuff in their line in a while. They didn't for a long time, and about the time I bought these, they did the Russians. They have some Middle Eastern Muslim troops that are relatively new. Well, relatively new. They're still 10 years old, but I think that's the last stuff that Merlaton came up with that they did. So I like their figures, but I like just about everybody's figures. You know, I like mixing different stuff in. Unless I'm doing something like a Roman army and I want legionnaires like all in the same pose to signify they're kind of marching in unison. But short of that, I like to mix manufacturers. You know, because every person's different. So you're going to see an extreme of that in the next army because there's going to be some really old figures that, you know, their Italian Condado were top notch. They are. Yeah, I have some of them for. I would have already built that army if my buddy Joe hadn't built it. That doesn't mean I won't do it. It's just not a very priority thing for me, you know. I mean, once I find somebody that's already doing the army, unless I'm in the middle of painting it, if I haven't started it, I'll just go to a different army. I mean, there's only 500 and something. There's no reason that any of us should have the same army. You know, people that you play regularly. So, yeah, good stuff. And the other Italian manufacturer, Legio Heroica, their stuff is beautiful too. Okay, now we're going to take this color is here, and we're going to mix some of the sunny skin tone in with it. Right, and some details on his face here. And then we're going to add more sunny skin tone to that color. Let's mix this up correctly. 3 nights in a row. War Wagon altar is amazing. I've got numerous bases of them, and we use them for my feeble Sicilian army. So yeah, I'm going to build a command. I'm definitely building a litter for the for my papal army. But those wagons and stuff, they're. I don't know if you're going to use it with the oxen and stuff. They're just too big to fit on a 40 by 40 stand. Now, if I could only find a suitable figure for the Almodovar thing, would be perfect. You having trouble finding some? What period are you looking for the Almodovars? I'm not even sure how you say it. And I should, since I speak that language. Eureka makes some. So Essex makes some. Eureka makes some. And Curacao makes some too. The 3 of those. So I think the Eureka makes a really good variety of them. Let's see. Let's go to their site here, and let's just go to the Essex, the Eureka site in Australia. Okay, and we're going to look by scale, 15 millimeter, and it's the Eureka brand. Come on, you can do it. Internet at home is piss poor. And they have a separate listing for Almogavars. Oh yeah, there's 16 variants for their infantry. So they make a hornblower, a standard bearer, and an officer, and then 16 variants in this pack. And oh man, all right, let's disconnect this. You guys can check it out on Eureka's site there. That's a lot of different poses. So yeah, I would. That'd be something I'd look into. I have some Eureka miniatures, and there are some of the finest castings I have. My Nan Chower from them. So yeah. And that's cool because that army, well, there's several armies that actually use Almogavars, a few. Some of them have several stands of solid auxilia. I mean, they're solid auxilia, so you know how much we love them. But yeah, Almodovar is cool. Yeah, check them out. The Eurekas are okayish. I don't like the Essex. The best I found was Old Glory Muslim Armor Spear from their Crusades line. Okay. 1280 to 1350. Okay, so you're going to use those for the DBA. Are they listed as spear or sword? Getting correct classification always been a pain. They're solid auxilia. So there are 4 figures on a stand, and the stand is 40 by 20. That's what Phil Barker. That's what the Book of Barker calls them. That's yeah, one of those. That's right. They're the Catalan company. That's right. They're good proportions, like 6 stands of those guys in the Catalan company. All right. Where does that put us? We need to go ahead and get the metal again. Oh, we were still working on his flesh. One time I did some serious research on these guys, and Auxilia just doesn't cut it. Auxilia Superior is not even close. Blade Fast may have been close, but that doesn't account for their abilities versus Horse. Yeah. That's the problem with DBA. A lot of stuff just gets shoehorned in. But it's a lot better than 2.2, where it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if you have an 8 bow or a 4 bow, they both behave the same. And that's just stupid, you know? But, Auxilia can stand up against Mounted pretty well. If it makes you feel any better, that's the same classification as the Hypaspists have in Alexander's army, is solid auxilia. So, and there's lots of people that are up in arms about that classification for that particular unit. No, things haven't changed that much. But they are a 3 versus mounted, so they fight cavalry equally. Yeah, I don't think I could go back and play a game of 2.2. I know I couldn't measure all corners and that nonsense. Nah. I played over 800 games of that, so. Auxilia used to be 2 versus mounted, 3 or 2 versus knight. Big swings there with quick kills in the open. Yeah, now they're 3-3. They're 3 versus foot. They're 3 versus mounted. They're considered solid foot, so if mounted ties, it will cause the solid foot will recoil them. But they still have to double to kill the mounted. And Auxilia can kill cavalry, but they can't kill light horse. If they double them, it'll just cause them to flee. Drinking high-powered coffee and still yawning. These are just painting stands. We're not going to put them on here. This is just somewhere to hold the thing back on there. They'll be on a three of these guys on a 40 by 30. For sure, for sure. Man, I got like really tired all of a sudden. Wonder why. I'm getting old. I gotta use the little boys' room. I'll be right back. Okay, as we were. Right, so we've got to highlight this horn a little bit, which I'm going to use a little bit of a brighter color than just the standard fair metallic. I got a couple of golds here I can do. We got the just regular gold, and then this one that's called old gold. We're going to go with that. I'm not a big fan of the Vallejo metallics. They don't behave as well as the Game Workshop ones. Hey, Joe said 2 days in a row. It's actually 3 days in a row. I am not going to NashCon. I've actually never been to NashCon. I went to Siege of Augusta one year. I want to say it was 2008, and there wasn't enough activity to justify me going again. It was going to cost me in brownie points going to Historicon. I don't know when I'm going to go to a convention again. It may be a while until we get back to normal restrictions. So I'll be happy to attend once we get back to how things were in conventions past. So they just announced earlier this week they're going to do, supposedly, it still could change at the last minute. you know, how everything's happened in the last in this last 2 years, where the rug been pulled out from underneath us. But yeah, Huracan's supposedly a go, but Mitch and I won't be attending this year. So we'll just have to wait until see if things have changed in Recon of next year. But maybe we'll game that weekend anyways, and we'll put on some. I don't know. He does. I have weekends off, but he doesn't. So, you know. Okay, so this guy needs a bow. Okay, his bow is here. Let's go ahead and use this color here. Yeah, I've never been in Ashcon. It's just too far away. It's too far away for not enough games. You know, you got to justify everything. I mean, Historicon's really, really far away, but you play for 4 days straight. So it's worth it. But yeah, if I go to those other cons, it's gonna, you know, cost me. Even though, you know, what am I? I'll have been. It'll be 6 cons I've missed. The 3 last year that I go to, and the 3 this year. Well, they didn't have them last year, but I still missed them. You know. So yeah, no shows in this year in 2021. We'll see if 2022 things have gotten back to normal, but you know, again, the big appeal for me to go to conventions is to socialize with people. If you put a lot of restrictions that make it difficult for me to socialize with people, then there's really no reason for me to go. So, all right, so we've got a bow case. I thought I had some black here that was open. Here it is. All right, let's get. I know I just squeezed that yellow out. Where the hell did it go? There it is. All right. Okay, we have a bow case and the back of the saddle, and of course boots. We have the pants underneath this. We're just going to make the pants in white, make it nice and easy. What did we say we were going to do? Next? The pants, right. It's almost time to switch this thing out. Just trying to hold on till the very end, and then when we do the next army, we won't have this thing anymore. Well, the top paper part. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, right? Okay. Let's come in here with this and lighten this up. Yeah, I think I was up too late last night. As I am. I am definitely running underpowered. Okay. Do some boots on this guy. And yeah, I didn't get to bed until like after midnight. And then woke up at 5. So, struggling. But like I mentioned yesterday and the day before, there's not going to be any, not going to be able to do any filming on Saturday. I'm going to be going out of town, so. We should be back on Monday. I think I'm actually going to have to cut this off relatively soon. I gotta wake myself up. Right now, I'm just falling asleep and drinking extremely black coffee. Black coffee, don't care. Okay, folks, I'm gonna have to cut it out. It's only been 45 minutes, but I'm fading fast. I need to get on the bike and get some exercise before I fall asleep here. But we're getting close to being done with this guy, and then we have these other two, and then we're done with the early Russians. So, well, thanks for stopping by, and happy painting to you. And catch you next time. Bye bye.